Monster Hunter World is one of the greatest games to ever be made. It's an absolutely beautiful game with an awesome combat and progression system. But it's not just that, it's the entire game that keeps players enthralled. It's the environments, the graphics, the beauty of the living ecosystems, the amazing and fluid combat system and item and armor crafting. This game revolutionized the action RPG genre and gaming as a whole, and there really is no other game like it. And Monster Hunter Rise comes close. It's the most recent entry in the series and is an awesome and amazing game. But what if I told you everyone is playing Monster Hunter World over Rise? Rise has been receiving constant updates all throughout 2023, but is still falling flat to the longevity of Monster Hunter World in terms of active players. But why is this? Well, that's what we're going to be tackling in today's video. We're going to be going over a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise and World. It's a video primarily focused on World, but we're going to be taking a look at some comparisons to make what I feel is a very valid argument for why Monster Hunter World is just so poppin' right now and why everybody needs to hop back on. To start, Monster Hunter Rise released only on the Nintendo Switch at launch. It's since been ported to PC and the rest of modern consoles, and that definitely probably hampered its sales, but sales don't always represent success. But it is still relevant for why Monster Hunter World is still able to pull in players unlike Rise. Like I said, Monster Hunter Rise is a fantastic game, and while I feel it's unfair to compare these two games, comparisons are sometimes necessary to understand our beloved game's brilliance or their flaws, especially when it comes to a video game series. Monster Hunter World and Rise are both Monster Hunter games at the core, but are wildly different experiences depending on how you look at it. The aim with the two games was completely different. They were made by different teams after all. For those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter's entries are split into two teams at Capcom. One handles the more portable series and one handles the more mainline entries. Monster Hunter Rise being one of the more portable entries and Monster Hunter World being a mainline core installment of the franchise. As I said, two separate teams, two different aims for their games. Monster Hunter Rise took a lot of Monster Hunter World's ideas with the fluidity and doubled down on it. It made the combat extremely dynamic with the sole focus on the wire bug and switch skills. When it comes to the environments though, it's more akin to old Monster Hunter games like Generations, Ultimate, and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on the PSP. But what Monster Hunter Rise forgot is a lot of what Monster Hunter World did right. Monster Hunter World was a much more grounded experience, whether it was the weighty attacks behind your weapon swings or the sheer vast amounts of focus on the ecology and the environments. Monster Hunter World just has this staying power that few games are able to replicate these days. There's a reason why it's the #1 selling Capcom game of all time. It was designed with the intent of being an extremely vast and immersive experience. It's why it still draws in new players and returning players like myself nearly 6 years after its release. It's the best Monster Hunter game we've ever had, and honestly one of the best games I think we've ever received in general. It just does so much right as a whole experience, whereas Rise had a focus on customizing with switch skills and combat in general, which it does fantastically. But I'm not just trying to throw shade at Monster Hunter Rise though. Monster Hunter Rise was very innovative in its own ways with the wire bug, the switch skills, palamutes, a lot of things. But as it was designed for the Switch, it was only later ported to other consoles and PC and got lots of updates, making it an awesome game in the long run. I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but Monster Hunter Rise was also released in 2020, which was hampered by something that happened that year, which I will not name. Apparently the title got rushed during that time, and it's why it didn't have the greatest launch that it could have been. But nonetheless, Monster Hunter Rise was designed for the Switch with Switch capabilities in mind. Only recently was it ported to more modern consoles and PC and stuff like that, like I said before. But Monster Hunter World was intended to be a much larger experience. It released on multiple platforms and it absolutely nailed it. The world building is amazing. The feeling of finding monsters for the first time is so immersive. The weight of the weapons feels so impactful and weighty. World just has so much going for it, and it's no wonder why it averages so many players to this day. Everyone, myself included, expects a reveal for Monster Hunter 6 soon. And I can't tell you how excited I am for that, but that's why we need to hop back on Monster Hunter World. We need to live out the rest of this game while we still have it. Monster Hunter 6 is undoubtedly a while away. Like I said, we haven't even gotten a reveal for it, but I guarantee you we haven't experienced everything that this game has to offer. Well, 1% of you may have done it, and you trophy hunters out there who somehow got all the trophies in the game, that's absolutely nuts. But this is the time to come back to Monster Hunter World. The next game will undoubtedly take after Monster Hunter World with the development team who made it. And since we haven't even gotten a reveal for Monster Hunter 6, we have a while to get a great experience out of this game again, while the player base is so booming too. And I feel like the player base is only going to get bigger on our way to Monster Hunter 6. You can even see it on YouTube and stuff. All these other Monster Hunter content creators, huge and small, have expressed their longing to return to this game. This game is just that good. It makes them want to return because they didn't like the taste Monster Hunter Rise gave them or something like that. Rise is a great game, don't get me wrong, but Monster Hunter World just did it so great that it's hard to compare to. Monster Hunter World pushed the boundaries of what an action RPG is and can be. I personally feel like it set the stage of modern gaming, honestly. It's one of the best releases we've had in the last decade. The multiplayer gaming landscape these days is pretty dry, and while there are other games like Wild Hearts that try to replicate the success of Monster Hunter World, well, World is still just a much better game. It's just the game to play. That's why we're all so excited for Monster Hunter 6, right? This game brought in tons of new players and veterans like myself to create a wildly awesome experience, whether it's just multiplayer hunting for normal quests or the big sages like Safi Jiva and Kulf Taroth. And speaking of that, if you're a returning player and you want to play it again but you're looking for reasons to do it, I guarantee you there is a lot of stuff that you probably haven't done. You can see all there is to see with the ecology, capturing all the little critters you can. You can do all the trophy hunting in game. You can clear all the low rank and high rank quests to unlock the rainbow color set for your armor and layered armor. You can do the Kulf Taroth and the Safi Jiva siege. You can augment all your equipment, your weapons, your armor. You can come up with fun builds. You can try practicing a new weapon in preparation for the new Monster Hunter. Or you can just get good if you still struggle. Monster Hunter World really did simplify things a lot in the way the game plays, but it still has a pretty big learning curve for newer players. I think it's just hard for me to remember that. As I'm a veteran, I've played this game for years, so when I played Monster Hunter World, man, that was a pretty easy time, but Monster Hunter World still definitely has its challenges, and speaking of challenges, there's the Behemoth, there's Alatreon, Fatalis, there's the Witcher events, you know, all these cool events that they had and awesome battles and experiences. Well, this game just has a lot of content. It's just a complete game. So for your returning players, there's a ton for you to do. And if you're a new player and you're watching this video wondering if you should play Monster Hunter World, you want to know what the answer is? Yes, you should have played it before. And guess what? You can still hop on right now in preparation for Monster Hunter 6. But not even just for that, Monster Hunter World is just an awesome game by itself. I can't overstate it more than this, probably. I'm just going in circles at this point. So yeah, why is everybody playing Monster Hunter World in 2023? It's pretty obvious. This game is just a knockout success. So much so that even the latest entry in this series doesn't compare to this game. It's crazy how good this game is, and well, yeah, I guess I've said my piece. That's gonna do it for today, guys and gals. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I came on with a lot of energy for this one, so I hope that transferred over to you and gave you some energy to want to play this game and log back in and experience all the good experiences you had in the past, like I have. Are you hoping to see Monster Hunter 6 be revealed soon? If so, what do you want to see in that reveal? Do you want to see a completely new scenario, or do you want to see more of a game that's like a sequel to Monster Hunter World? Do you want to see a new weapon type or a new mechanic? And please tell me why everybody's playing Monster Hunter World over Rise and other games today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And if you haven't, please consider subscribing to the channel. I plan on making Monster Hunter content all the way up to Monster Hunter 6 and even then some. I want to be a figure in the community, and I want us all to play together. It'll be a really good experience. And if enough people are interested, I was even thinking about making some squads for Monster Hunter World all the way up until then so that we all can play. So if you're interested in that, also let me know down in the comments down below. Kind of feeling it out on that one. But otherwise, that's it for today, guys and gals. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm signing off for today. This has been Terroriza, and I'll catch y'all soon. Peace!